Hello everyone, welcome back to my weekly readings of my book Pieces, the 52 short stories about being human by Kristina, Magdalena, Matej. I'm cheating a little bit because as you can see by my attire, I'm recording two of those readings at the same time. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm away. And I will be with my niece and nephew, and I want to give all my attention to them. So, pardon the same clothes and the same environment. I think the environment is quite beautiful with this beautiful, amazing tree behind me. So, hopefully that will make it worth it. So, let's just go straight into it. So, the next chapter is pain. Sorry, I just had a bug on me. The next chapter is pain, and again I will read the first couple of paragraphs, which is the first page actually, and then talk about how I arrived at writing this chapter. Right. I'm scared. I'm raw like an open wound. I feel anxious and hurt. It makes no sense at all. Of course, I know I'll be fine no matter what happens. I know that I've come so far through life over so many obstacles, felt so much pain, and I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm stronger, kinder, and more compassionate than I've ever been before. I know that pain is a part of life. The other side of the same coin is pleasure. Yet, I do not want to feel it again. I know it is futile. I know I will feel pain many more times in my life. I know there is no point fighting it. Yet, I resist. It is the resistance to pain that makes it stay. So, like a masochistic torturer, I inflict more pain upon myself by resisting. I've read the books, I heard the speeches, I saw the films. I resist. No matter how many times I tell myself to breathe through it, to let the pain pass through me, to acknowledge it is there, it's part of human existence and let it go. I resist. The pain starts in my chest and spreads through my body. Every cell hurts. It feels like a pressure that expands with each breath, pushes at my ribcage, my skin, my skull from the inside. Like an alien that is pushing to be born, to burst out of every inch of my body at once. The pressure in my head makes my eyes feel heavy, my jaw locked, my breath labored. I have a lump in my throat, and although I feel like screaming, there is no sound. My pain is silent. Tears run down my cheeks, offering no relief. They are a salty reminder of the reality. It's getting physical. I feel dizzy and have tremendous urge to eat. So, pain. That's a big subject. I try to summarize it in not too many a minute. Pain is something that I repeatedly experience. Even with all this therapy and all this work, something that keeps coming back. It's just, and I know, like on a logical level, I know it's just part of human experience, and it's just what will keep happening, and that's it. What I've learned those since, and actually since I've wrote the chapter, is how we approach the pain is what determines the quality of our life. I've learned that if we approach it with logic, with our mind, our mind will create stories and justifications. It will cover it in other emotions like anger and righteousness and frustration. It will try to hide it from us. And the pain will just keep coming back. All it wants is to be felt. And I've learned that once you feel through it, once you relax into it, without thinking about it, just feel it. It hurts, but it goes. Like it, and I'm still here, so it really hasn't killed me, and it's been enormous amounts of pain. It's emotional pain. It's not, the pain itself will not kill you. Feeling the pain will not kill you. It will not last forever. I promise you that. The only way you can keep your pain inside, the only way it stays there and lasts, it's when you keep it there. When with your thinking, you keep recreating the reason for the pain to be felt with your thoughts. It's incredibly simple, yet incredibly hard not to get your mind involved, to bypass it, to not allow it to either maintain the pain or to suppress it. Because when you suppress it, it's like you have a tank for pain within you, and you keep pushing all the pain in there. Eventually the tank gets full and the pressure builds up, and then there will be one day and you might just, stub your toe, and that little amount of pain that on any other day would mean nothing and you'd forget it within seconds will trigger something that will be basically like an explosion. Like you'll just break down in tears, feeling like a victim of your life, and everything's wrong and everything's happening, and on top of it I stubbed my toe and it's horrible. You know those situations I'm talking about. It's like, you break a cup and you completely break down over it. That kind of like little things that on everyday normal basis doesn't mean much at all. They just the last drop, that straw that broke the camel's back. So the best thing we can do is to actually just feel the pain, just let it out of the tank. And it is safer to do that in a safe environment. So ideally, I'd say with a therapist who can remove themselves from the situation, who is not emotionally attached to you, who's not going to be affected by your pain, by your emotions, who can just hold a space for you. If you have a friend who is capable of doing that, brilliant. It can be a friend. It doesn't, it doesn't have to be a paid session. Like I love doing that for my friends. I love holding the space for them. So it's just allowing yourself to feel the pain fully, and once you feel it, it will go. And no, it will not go all at once, and no, it's not going to last forever, and it's not going to be overwhelming. You still have very strong protective mechanisms that will just, allow just the healthy amount to get out, and eventually you will empty the tank. And once the tank is empty, you'll be just able to deal with the new pain in a much healthier way. You'll just deal with what's coming, instead of whenever a new thing comes in, you want all the old shit to it, and then you feeling all this overwhelming stuff. It will just, okay, this is new shit, and there's nothing else attaching to it. You have much more capacity to deal with just the new shit. So pain, it's kind of universal experience. Everyone has an understanding, some kind of understanding of what pain is, and we all have different coping mechanisms. But again, something we constantly hide. If one more person tell me they're fine, I will scream. It's like, no, fine means I feel like shit but I don't want to talk about it. Because if you feel good, you will not use the word fine. You will use, oh, I'm great, I feel good, I feel happy, I feel joyful, I feel whatever. You will say how you actually feel when it's positive. Fine is a blanket word for not so good, but let's be polite and not talk about it. Let's just sweep it under the carpet. So if you ever meet me in person, if I ever ask you how you are, do not dare to say fine. I will come down on you like a ton of bricks. I do not expect accept that as an answer, especially if I care about you, especially if you're my client, if you're my friend, if you're my family member. I will not take fine. End of. So start being honest, not with everyone, it's not like you should be telling the shopkeeper that actually I'm not fine, I feel all this pain and all that. There's time and space for everything, you should, but I'm sure you have someone you can trust, a friend, a family member that you feel comfortable with, that you feel you can be honest with. And if you don't, start with therapist. Start with someone you pay, start with someone that you buy and they trust. They space, they time, and that kind of sense of entitlement to that space will help you to share stuff that perhaps you don't feel comfortable sharing with others. Because I definitely know for myself, when I was hurting, I didn't want to pass the pain on as if it was infectious. I didn't want to share my pain with others in fear I would influence their life negatively. So I understand that kind of hesitation of saying, actually, I feel really shit today. But I encourage you to do it anyway. And if you just can't get over it, get a therapist, get a coach, get someone who gets paid for the time that they're spending with you, who gets paid for holding that space for you. So you don't need to feel bad about it. Okay? So yeah, this is a little bit more about pain and what kind of lies behind that chapter, and hopefully reading it will help you to understand that you're not the only one who feels pain, and there is way out of it, and yeah, you can do this. You can survive pain. Alright, onwards and upwards, and I will see you for the next chapter. Bye.